Hello guys, welcome back to another video by WFM Alessia Santeramo. Today we are going through another classic chess game. This is really a gem and is not such a well-known game. And honestly I think that's a great sign because it means that there are still so many hidden treasures and we will try to discover all of them. Alright, so let's begin. The first move is the move e4. And let me say you guys one more stuff about this game. Basically here we're going to see a new checkmate by Blackburne. New checkmate I'm talking about when the game was played in 1881. It was probably the first time that this type of checkmate was ever given. So let's see, e4, e6, the French, d4, d5, e take d5, e take d5. This is the exchange variation of the French defense. Knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, bishop d6, bishop d3, and c6. This is a very symmetrical play. Here both players are going to castle. And now white wants to play, wants to bring this knight towards the g3 square. Knight e2, bishop g4, and knight g3. Black goes putting the queen on c7, creating battery with the bishop in this diagonal. White just develops the bishop on e3, knight b d7. I mean, Black and white are just playing natural moves. They're both developing their pieces and we have this position that is more or less balanced. Actually, I might say I even prefer black here because it will soon bring a knight to e4. So it will have a space advantage and it's always more pleasant to play if you have a nice knight on a central square. Queen d2. Rook half e8 and rook a e1. So both players are putting also the rook into the action and knight e4. The knight is attacking the queen, but also attacking the knight here. So the knight on e4 is really powerful. As I said, it's always very pleasant to have a knight on the center, even if this position there are not so dire threat, as is a symmetrical position, and so it's based off on slight advantages. Queen c1, the queen retreat, and now bishop take f3, g take f3, and we have this weak structure, already an achievement by black. Because again, it's a small factor, but can be the starting point for increasing the advantage. So now the white pawn structure is destroyed. And here, it's a bit a pity that black played the move knight take g3, because I would have preferred a move like knight back to e6, knight e f6. Now maybe black can start slowly to activate the knight, maybe knight f8, knight e6, trying to use the f4 square, you know, slowly increasing, improving the position without the need to change too much material too early. Black probably saw the possibility of sacrifice a bishop on g3, after knight take g3, h take g3, bishop take g3 is extremely strong. And the point is that probably f take g3 is just very bad for white, as after queen take g3, king h1, queen h3 check, black would have at least a perpetual, but here black could have even more, probably with a very nice move, knight e5. The knight is, okay, for sure it's threatening to take on f3, and It's hanging. No, it's a knight hanging. But what happens if d take f5? Well, it seems like the rook cannot join the attack, but after queen g3, king h1, and rook e5, well, the square h5 is not controlled by the bishop, so I think this position is just lost for white. So probably that's what black is looking forward, is looking for, and that's why he took on g3. And so all this makes sense. Here white played the move king g2. White wants to avoid the perpetual. Well, actually, it's at least a perpetual. Probably black has even some ways to create very good attacking perspective. So after king g2, the black bishop needs to go back to d6. And now white wants to use this open file to create some counterattacking chances towards the black king. That's why white plays the move rook h1, knight f8. Again, it's really well known that with a knight on f8, you should never be mated. Let's see if this will happen in this game. Small spoiler, black will be mated. Yes, so let's see how the game will go on. Rook h3, g6, rook eh1. So the rook are already on the h file, and they would be very happy to deliver some quick checkmate to the king. But we have to wait a couple of moves. Rook a d8, bishop g5, attacking the rook on d8, forcing the rook to move again. Rook to d6. And now white plays the move c4. I think here white cannot do so much, cannot improve even more on the king side. That's why it's trying maybe to open new line for this bishop. So that's why I like the move c4. And here also black cannot. I always like to see if there are threats in the position. So let's make, for example, the move a6, a waiting move. And here, yeah, there is a way for white to go on. Probably white could close the position. The bishop needs to retreat. And after a move like bishop e3, it's true that white closed the position on the queen side, but we need to notice that all the black pieces don't have so much space, and white here could go on with a move like queen g1, even queen h2, so trying to bring the queen on the king side. So let's go back to the move c4. Here black decided to take on c4, and I would say that this is pretty successful for white, because after bishop takes c4, the bishop is looking at a critical point on f7, and there are new chances to go on with an attack towards the black king. Here black played the move h5. This is probably an important mistake in this position, as this move weakens the king side, and there are some rook sacrifice on the heir. That's why you think that the best move by white would have been the move bishop f6, that is really preparing the move rook take h5. This is more or less what will happen a few moves later, but actually it will happen in even a greater style. So that's not so bad that here white didn't play immediately the move bishop f6, but prefer to play the move rook h4. And after the move b5, attacking the bishop on c4, white went back with the bishop to b3. And here knight played the move knight e6, threatening to take the bishop on g5. and let's say a bit inviting the bishop to move. And where is the bishop moving? The bishop is moving to the f6 square. So probably now Blackburne is starting to imagine this very nice juicy mate on the h8. So now the question is, how is white going to avoid the sacrifice rook take h5? Well, that's really not so easy, and there are not many ways to do it. One way would be knight g7, but there is a problem. The queen is going to h6 and is threatening mate on g7, and now is not enough to move away the knight, because if the knight moves, there is also the mate on h8. So no, knight g7 would be just a resignation, basically. So black Schwarz played the move knight a4. And now I said the fact that Blackburne played the move rook h3, h4 made the mate even more epic. Here white played the move queen take f4. So that's giving away a queen, but for a good reason. Because after bishop take f4, now again, we don't give just away a queen, but we give away also a rook. Because guys, the material is nothing if we have checkmate. So rook take h4, g take h4, and the other rook take on h5. So now there is a great threat on h8. And guys, there's no way to stop it. Well, I mean, black could play on with the move bishop h6, but after rook take h6, again there is the main threat. Black could also play on putting the queen on g3, giving a check, but well, after king take g3, guys, the mate on h8 is really incoming. So that's why here, after rook take h5, black resigned. And that's probably the fourth time that we see this very nice composition where there is this mate with a cooperation of rook plus bishop. And what makes this game amazing is the fact that to reach this, white had to sacrifice first the queen and then a rook. And that's really makes it even nicer. I hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you soon again.